A record label is a money machine that invests in artists, sponsors the artists, and then makes money from the work of the artist.
Record label is a very capital intensive business.
In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how they actually make money in record labels. The money flow. Listeners, then Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Boomplay, and all the streaming platforms. Then distributors. From distributors to record labels. Record labels pay the artists and the songwriters. So the listener listens to music, Spotify pays the record label pays the artist. It's not as simple as it looks. The record label sits in the middle of the money. Its power comes from owning or controlling the music rights. So these are the steps, okay? First of all, record label discovers talent through A&R. So the record label scouts singers, rappers, producers, songwriters, TikTok creators, choir stars, and YouTube artists. They look for audiences, growth, uniqueness, work ethic, and commercial potential. The money angle is, at this stage, the record label spends little money. It's searching for the artist with the highest chance of generating future revenue. It's like a venture capital scouting for startups. Step 2, artist evaluation. In artist evaluation, what happens? The label checks the vocal ability, songwriting ability, fan engagement, social media consistency, performance skills, personal brand, and discipline and professionalism of the artist. Now the money angle of step 2 is the record labels avoid artists who are talented but unreliable, because unreliable artists destroy return on investments. Step 3 of record label signing is contract negotiation. Now what happens here? The record label offers a deal that may include advance payments, number of songs or albums, contract length, royalty percentages, master ownership, publishing share, marketing obligations. Money angle, very important. The contract determines who gets paid first. Generated, the money flows from platform to distributor, from distributor to label, from label to artist after deductions. These are the parts of a record label. We have the CEO, which is mostly some kind of major artist who has become popular and wants to monetize the music business big time. You have the CEO, you have the president, you have the vice president. You come down here, this is where the real money is made, right? This is the system, this is the people, just in case you want to get signed, you just want to know how it works for future purposes. A&R are the people who find artists. Marketing are the people who brand the artist and make the artist marketable. When you see Maven Records or any record label be like, we've launched an artist, this is how it looks like, blah blah blah. That was marketing that did it. This is the place where I normally work in record labels when I do contracts for them. We have promotions, I do ads and all that, and we have legal. Legal just make sure that all the rights and publishing rights and all of that belongs to the record label, belongs to the CEO, and they make sure they make cunning contracts to dupe the artist.
Some of these contracts that have those clauses that tie these artists down is being issued by another lawyer too. Check Kizane as one. Kizane has sought issue with his label, and he had to even change his name because even his catalog, he can't lay hands on it.
And make sure all the money goes to the CEO. Record label, money, CEO. Make sure artist doesn't get too much money. A&R has a director, he has a manager, and he has a coordinator. Marketing has a director of marketing, which I usually am. He has a marketing manager, which I have been. And he has an social media coordinator, SMC. So all these people come together, they talk about the brand, they talk blah 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 blah, they make color palettes for the brand, they talk about the music, aesthetic of the music, how it affects the brand, whatever. and then they make graphic design, they make logos, and they just brand the artists. Promotions, they push money to make all these things go forward. They have the director, manager, and promotions coordinator. Then for the legal side, which I never am a part of, we have the director. Right, director of legal. Then we have the lawyer, the person who makes sure the law doesn't fuck, the artist doesn't sue you and fuck you over. Then we have the legal assistant. This is how record labels work. This is a record label system. This is the system. A&R find artists and songs, marketing creative boards and campaigns. That the legal side, they make the contracts and make sure the rights are protected. But finance make sure they budget the stuff, they do the royalty accounting stuff, and they make sure that the money is recouped by at the end of all of that. At the end of the project, they make sure that there's a gain there. We have gained this profit, right? And we have creative side of the place, which is mostly inside marketing. They do artwork, and visuals, and branding, right? I'm a specialist at the creative side. I usually work with the creative side if I don't work in marketing. And then we have artist relations. They coordinate releases and schedules, right? So the artist usually sees only the A&R people and the marketing people. 60 views. If you see 360 in your record label deal, you should probably consult a lawyer because it's not going to be funny. And there's something that people miss, right? There's something people miss. Many people mix this up with master and your publishing are not the same thing. So record labels own the master mostly, and then you just have the publishing. The master recording is the actual audio file that people listen to, right? So your master recording is actual audio that people listen to on Spotify. That's your master recording. And then your publishing is very different from your master recording. Your publishing is the melody and lyrics of the song, all of that stuff, So you have the rights to the melody and lyrics of the song, but that song always is going to be in the catalog of the record label, and they're going to be making money from it. So record label is not a studio, it's not a manager, and it's not a sponsor. It's an investment company that buys risk today in exchange for music rights tomorrow.
And if you're thinking of starting a record label right now at your capacity, if you don't have a shitload of money in your account and you're starting from scratch, this is what I would advise that you do. You shouldn't just go ahead and just sign some artists and put some artists on payroll, and then sign a bunch of producers, employ a bunch of producers, put them on payroll, and then rent a studio and rent an office. That is a waste of money. This is the profitable thing to do. First of all, find services that you can render to artists. Alright? Register the name of the record label. But all you have to do now is just render artist services. Like maybe you could do music videos for people, edit videos, do their branding. I brand for a lot of artists. Do their branding, their marketing, all of that. Do it for them. Do the marketing, creative direction, do mixing courses, right? Organize concerts for them. You have experience in organizing concerts, do it for them and take a cut from the profits of the concerts. Let them just pay you to organize a profitable concert. That's what you could do. And this is how a lot of successful record labels I've worked with started. And this is how leading record labels have started. And this is how you should start if you don't want to burn money. So another thing, they call it the single release contract. What people do here is you spend on recording support, cover art, distribution, then recording, promotion, and ideation. You spend on that, or maybe you and the artist split it 50-50, or you spend on that, and then post the song, share the royalties, and you, in the next 12 months, and then you would get back the money you spent. And if you guys are satisfied, both of you could continue the contract. You can split it 50-50, you can split it 60-40, depends on how you and the artist bargain. Make sure you have a lawyer. Lawyers are very important. You might not need a lawyer at this point because it's a simple thing, but make sure there's a formal agreement. What you should not spend money on is things like, I don't know, full-time staff, renting a studio, and having an office space, radio plugging, billboards, paying artists monthly salaries. People do that. It makes people bankrupt. And don't spend on all of that. Expensive music videos, and buying fake streams. I had one of my fellow promoters, Prince Theophilus. He made a video about how buying fake streams almost destroyed his career as a manager. Alright, so you should avoid that as a record label. He's kind of a record label. It's just a music artist manager. He's in the industry. So avoid these things, alright? And good luck on your music record label journey.